Let's take a look at the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg, Austria. 2.683 miles, 10 corners, 3 DRS zones. It's a short track race, and Formula One fans and drivers absolutely love it. So attack the last 2 corners correctly as well. Get a good run out of Red Bull Mobile and up towards the first corner, Niki Lauda curve. This is going to be a maximum attack, uphill, a short little braking spot from maximum gear, down 2, flick the car in, control your exit, don't get too wide in the exit curve as well, otherwise you'll invalidate your lap time. On the run then, avoid the new MotoGP layout as you come up through the kink at 2 and then into turn 3. This is going to be Remus. Light on the brakes, uphill, then attack, down. DRS opportunity number 2 coming your way as you approach turn 4 at Sochler's Gold. A fantastic braking downhill section, perfect for a lunge up the inside. Take a lot of the inside curb. You can take limits on the exit as well as you head towards Pirelli. Then coming in to one of the most famous segments of all as well. It's remained the same across all variations of the track. The Vorts curve. Flick the car in for a double, then rise up the hill over the crest in towards Jochen Rindt at turn 9. Flick the car in on pit entrance, watch out for cars coming in. Red Bull Mobile comes up on you once again. Attack it, use the exit curb, DRS across the line, and that is a lap of the Red Bull Ring. Hello everybody, good morning to you and welcome to the Red Bull Ring. It's the start then of back-to-back weekends for Formula 3, Formula 2, Porsche Super Cup and Formula 1, and it all starts here at the Oostenrijk Ring, the A1 Ring, or now known as the Red Bull Ring. This fantastic circuit been on and off the calendar since the 1970s, but it is without a doubt one of the most impressive short tracks we race on as well. Rain in the air as well. The first practice is coming up shortly as well, including that for Formula 3. As you can see, our data screen's just trying to load up, as they always are for this opening session. Alongside me in the commentary box is Omi. Mic not working, so back to the headset. But hello, you ready to go again for Formula 3?
Yeah, really looking forward to this weekend. We had a really great race at Spain, which you obviously missed, Josh.
Sadly.
So, yeah, sadly. But yeah, maybe we need to get you to miss F3. So then that, well, maybe we need you to miss F3 so we get exciting racing. So, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, F3's race was great at Spain. Hoping for the same here, and it's a really great circuit. So we are going to be seeing more of the same here, I think.
Yes, I did miss the last race. I can't remember what I was covering, but it was a clashing series. I think it was Formula E, yeah, Jakarta, the doubleheader there, if memory serves me right. But anyway, we're about to... No, we've lost television pictures up here in the commentary box. Now they're coming back to us. I thought we were just going to throw to the intro there. Yes, I have caught up, though, on the 2 cracking races we've had. Now we're back here in Austria. I won't be missing another one for a couple of weeks until I believe the next one I miss will be the Belgium Grand Prix weekend for one of the series.
Yeah, you're missing quite a bit that weekend, aren't you?
A fair bit, yeah. Not there for the Porsches as well, covering everything else. And then I think I'm just focusing on Formula 1 that weekend. I even missed the touring cars with that one. So it's all over the place, really. But we're going to change everything over, make sure everything's top-notch and top-dollar bills. By the way, this is being changed, because look at that. Look, it's getting ridiculous now. It's starting to spread this little phantom cover on the blue. We haven't used it that much this year, but it's already a bit dead. Session delayed. That's why it's been delayed for 5 minutes. So we're about to go and hopefully get ready. But it looks okay to me. The Styrian Mountains providing the excitement behind as well with the audio. So it looks like everyone's getting ready and just making their way in. Blue skies at the moment, but there is rain predicted later on for qualifying for Formula 1 and rain predicted for the sprint race. Do you reckon it could rain? Is that an option?
It absolutely could. I think it could easily rain. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see any rain. So yeah, it's really going to be interesting with the weather being unpredictable. But here comes practice 3. So not practice 3, F2 practice.
green light and away we go for the first part of the practice of this weekend's FIA Formula 3 World Championship. Do you know what's even more annoying? The timing tower hasn't activated because guess what? It's failed. Typical Formula 3 things. Good morning to you wherever you are in the world and welcome to Austria at the Red Bull Ring. I mean, we're in for a great weekend of action.
We are. And yeah, Formula 3 practice, we usually see a lot of failures, and we are seeing it here, but we are getting here started, unlike Spain, where we started a tiny bit late due to all of the failures. But we are seeing the cars out on the circuit. Great to see them all ready to go and attack this racetrack, and I think we're going to get a better race than Spain, which would be an absolute cracker. But this circuit can absolutely deliver with the 3 DRS zones it has and a very short circuit, so I think we're going to be seeing quite a lot of good racing throughout all series, Formula 2, Formula 3 and of course Super Cup. So I think this is really going to be a great weekend of action for us. But all of the cars on the racetrack and their first and only practice session here in Formula 3, but Formula 1 joined them with that this weekend, with them only having one practice session as well.
Yep, just the single before we go into... the timer screens are working, brilliant. So yeah, just the single before we go into qualifying later on today, then followed by the sprint shootout and sprint race. Then we go into the procedure on Sunday with the normal Grand Prix. On board with Gabriel Mini as he exits turn 1, the Niki Lauda curve, the little kink at 2, then into Remus at turn 3. There's the MotoGP layout that they added after some horrific accidents there for 3 races running. In fact, when we had back-to-back Austrian Styrian Grand Prix at the circuit for MotoGP, both races got red flagged. So the little safety thing added there for MotoGP, not for any other series. Jess says, morning all, hopefully the F3 weekend is a real treat once again. Looking forward to this afternoon action for sure. So are we, Jess, and good morning to you as well back there.
Rossi had a big crash here, didn't he?
He did.
He was one of the... Yeah.
Yeah, and it was Morbidelli and I believe Zarkov, but the bike flew in between Rossi and he almost got killed that weekend, and everybody says it as well. So very much a close one. Don't know what it is, but ever since I walked into the commentary box, my nose has been going like, nope, sorry, you're not going to like this atmosphere in the box. Smells in here today, the commentary box as well, like it's been baked as well. So it's not exactly 100% a nicer smell. But we're just getting ready on our timing screens now up here in the comms box, as you can see. And the first lap times are coming on with Luke Browning on top with a 1:33.994, Gabriel Mini 1:34.075 at this track. Nice to be back, good to be back at the Österreich. It's one of my favourite venues. And with that prospect of rain, it makes Formula 3 more fun. I remember back in 2020, their opening sprint race that weekend of the 3 they had, it was absolute chaos.
Yeah. And
they had to red flag. But I'm hoping that we're going to have a smoother weekend here. And it does look likely because of all the, I don't want to say, but all of the drama we've had beforehand. It now looks like we're going to be okay.
Yep, and obviously the wet F3 feature race we had last year as well. So yeah, it can easily dry around this circuit. So Formula 3 had a wet race, and then Formula 2 started off a bit damp, but then but in the early stages went to dry. So you could see a lot of different strategies. Formula 1 was completely dry, kind of like it didn't even rain at all that day. So yeah, it can really change around the circuit. So it really makes this weekend more unpredictable and enjoyable for all of us.
Just coming up into Remus at turn 3, which is the second DRS detection zone before going down towards Sochlis Gold. And that's Gabriel Bortoleto coming out on the circuit.
Yep, our championship leader. Yeah, he's having a great run so far. Another driver, Joseph Maria Marti, also having a great run. So yeah, he's been having a lot of great results lately. So he could be challenging Bortoleto. So that's going to be interesting after a very good few races at Spain for him, and in the last few rounds. So great by Joseph Maria Marti. And yeah, I could see him fighting for this F3 championship. Well, it was round 1 where we all thought it was going to be Mini, but it does kind of seem like that Joseph Maria Marti is joining this one, and Mini kind of not getting it all together. Very quick driver, but not being able to get it into good results. So he's losing out points, but he's going to be hoping that he can score a lot of points and try and get back in this championship battle and challenge Bortoleto at the front.
Absolutely. Track temperature 30.6 degrees, air temperature 20.1 at 10 a.m. in the morning over there in Austria. The track just going to get hotter throughout the day as well, as Kevin Fredericks come back into the pit lane as well. A few drivers setting personal best sector times, as you can see on the timing tower just alongside Omi, as the session will continue for the next 39 minutes, as we see. Paramount Plus getting advertised, new documentary coming shortly as well about Formula 2 and Formula 3 to Paramount. The Chasing the Dream series apparently is going to be aired on there as well, not Netflix, which I found quite interesting, to be fair, that they're not going to air it there first, but each to their own as they come into it. Here's Gabriel Mini then, up towards the line. His first lap time and speed puts him fastest to 122.8. Montoya now 122.459. Browning now ahead of Mini as well. So, and now Kai Collette takes it at the top with a 122.288 times coming down. We should see, I think, around about a 1:09 lap time for Formula 1, maybe even 1:08.
Yeah, we could. It's going to be really interesting to see what the Formula 1 lap time is going to be. But yeah, it's going to be super close here in Formula 3. Kai Collette currently is fastest of all, as all of the drivers getting used to this circuit. Paul Aron has just gone fastest of all there as well. So yeah, it's really going to be interesting. We have Colapinto on a lap with DRS open as he makes his way now all the way towards turn number 4, and you're just going to get on the brakes. Don't want to lock up here the front and then turn now in, stay on the inside line, back over now. Yeah, a bit wide, a bit into the gravel there. So he's lost a tiny bit of time there on the exit, but yeah, now you are going to attack turn 6 and then turn 7 and 8 and run the car right up. I don't want to go into the gravel. You want to go right to the edge of the circuit, so you're maximizing your time. Even after that little moment in the gravel and that snap he's just had, he is still fastest of all through the second part of the lap, and then through the last part of the lap. We are going to see a bit of a traffic issue here as Mini now goes back fastest of all, but Montoya now takes it. So let's see what Colapinto can do as he comes around the final corner now. Traffic is going to be a big issue in qualifying for all series, but Colapinto over the line, he goes fourth.
The top 5 separated by less than a tenth. The two Collette crossed the line. I was going to say it was 0.095, and then Collette puts a tenth between him and Montoya, 121.821. So there's is that Maney up into 10th position? No, it's Mansell. Mansell goes to 10th, and someone's just only that time deleted to fall down the timing screen. Here comes Paul Aron in the ART. Cross the line, goes fastest by 0.6 of a second to Kai Collette to 121.250. Dino, is that Bedrin going up into second? Yeah. So, yeah. Well,
that was on.
Lap time cancelled for Paul Aron. That's why I was wondering, because Aron said his lap time cancelled for track limits, and Bogdanovic now gone fastest. Paul Aron's gone up to 3rd, so the timing screen said it changed over.
Yeah. As gravel being thrown on the camera there a bit, and ooh, big snap, and Rafael Villagomez just about keeping it together without a spin. But yeah, an off the track moment, which I think we're going to see quite a lot this weekend.
Certainly so. Kenny says, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning here at the Oostenrijk. See a quick look at the driver trackers here. Into full timing screens. It has put, well, our screen is saying Dino Bogdanovic. The FOM screen is saying Paul Aron. But a 121.988 is what I'm seeing. So I don't know which one to believe at the moment. We've got 2 different screens showing us 2 different lap times. It's happening again.
Same for me.
This did it before, didn't it? It's happening once again. As lock up into Remus, so we'll see who's ahead of Gregoire Saucy as he comes through turn 3 down towards Sochi's goal. So one screen saying Bogdanovic, one screen saying Paul Aron. We'll double check what is the official source of things in a few moments' time. The timing screen's working because we're getting the sectors up as well, so it is continuing to tick away, but it's saying it's not saying Paul Aron, so it's swapped them. So we'll find out. Saucy's first sector time in 25th position is a 20.8. Second sector 35.8 as well, so looking quicker as they swing through into the last corners. up into 10th position. Gabriel Mini's going to go fastest now. So it is, I think, an error on the time. Yeah, it is an error on the timer screen. Well, Mini's to the 1:21.398. He's 10th fastest. So I don't know what's happened to Paul Aron. I really don't. All right, Fossil says it's 3 a.m. I'm going back to sleep. Waiting for Max is going to win, lol. Well, a fun fact about Max Verstappen is that since he overtook Sergio Perez at the Miami Grand Prix 2 months ago, nobody else has led a lap in Formula One. It's all been Max Verstappen for 2 months. That's a record. Oh, big slide for Bogdanovic. Into Jochen Rindt at 9. Just jumps over. That was a big snap, wasn't it?
Yeah, big snap, and you could find yourself going in the gravel and getting beached. But yeah, I kind of don't know. I kind of don't know what to believe now, because we have on the timing page Paul Aron and then Kai Collect. But for me, it's Kai Collect, Gabriele Mini, and then Paul Aron. So yeah, it's odd, but that's the big snap. And yeah, a bit more farther he would have been into the gravel with Bogdanovic, and also hampering his teammate there in the background of Paul Aron. But yeah, just a big snap, keeping it out of the gravel luckily and rejoining the racetrack though.
Right, Formula 3 on the commentary has said Colette slides back into P1 momentarily, but Aron goes over 3/10 clear with a 1:21.205. So I think, well, there's Gregoire Saucy now top. Right, now we've got it. Timing screen is now fixed. Here we go. And it's Luke Browning. Yes, yeah, we've got it right now. So it's across the line. So Browning goes top from Saucy, from Paul Aron, then it's Kai Collect, Gabriel Mini. So now the timing screen's got it correct. So I don't know which one was out of sync, but not a great way to start the morning at 10:07 here in Austria. We're in our UK studio areas, and then we're over there at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. Could someone turn the pollen down? Or, you know, just turn that down so I'm not having to mute my microphone in 5 seconds. Gregoire Saucy for ART is in P2. Not in traditional ART colours, sort of with the black instead of the red. And another lap time got deleted. So he was running in 4th place. It was at Bogdanovic. He was dropped right down for lap time deletion.
I have collected?
Yeah, yes, it was Kai Collette. Fastest lap time has been deleted for Kai Collette, which dropped him down into 30th position on the timing screen. So you're spot on there, unfortunately, that he's got kicked out. So that's the
He'll come back there.
He will. Here he is, first sector, 14. What is that first sector time? 20.5. Collette through turn 6 at Pirelli.
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I just think to listen to the sounds, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it? It's addictive, this stuff. Formula 3, the engine's a lot more nicer than Formula 2. Right, timing screen's working. Browning, Mini and Montoya have come into the pit lane. Here comes Kai Collette then, out of the last corner, down in the middle sector, but this should get him back up to the top. Second, 1:21.083. Not that much between them at all, 27 thousandths.
We want it to be close, and it is close, but let's hope it stays that way to qualifying until the races. But yeah, a great Formula 3 weekend incoming. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at a replay, and yeah, Nikola Tusilov. And it might have been the little car on the inside there, which could have maybe just distracted him a tiny bit going into the apex, forced him wide, and that's Joseph Maria Marti just having a big snap as he applied the power and over that yellow sausage curve. He didn't go fully over, but you can get stuck on that sausage curve. Well, not fully stuck, but it can cost you time. Your car will just ride it, and then you're just stuck on it, but for a bit. And then Saucy now making his way through the final 3 corners. Yellow through the first sector, fast as well through the second sector. You got to keep it in track a little bit to the final part of the lap, running wide, and yeah, just and yeah, he was almost fully off the circuit there. Just a bit of a slide mid-corner, and Saucy goes into 3rd.
Taylor Barnard was in 4th position. Hugh Barter's got it to 9th. Nikita Bedrin rounds out the top 10 at the moment in this interesting first session of the weekend. Just trying to work out what's wrong with my microphone, actually. I sound a bit quieter than normal. There we go, just adjust that. Bogdanovic flying through into the Vouch curve. Jochen Rindt will be at turn number 9. up in 5th gear. He'll drop down to 3rd, so listen to the 2 shifts. Oh, he's boxing.
Oh.
That's a shame.
Maybe we can join Fornaroli.
I hope so. He's in
Looking good.
the
In
same
the
sector.
second sector.
Here he is. Go on, board. Not gonna.
Oh.
So it's a quick 2 down shift. Flip the car into turn 9. Little bit of understeer into turn 10. Red Bull Mobile hits the accelerated exit. Keeps it on the track limits. Lap time for Fornaroli in 12th at the moment. Goes to 4th. 1:21.109. And now, I'm just looking, there are 5 cars separated by less than a tenth of a second. 0.077. That's insanity at this track. This is what I love about the Red Bull Ring. Short track racing gives us this exciting factor.
I think qualifying is going to be exactly like this. Very, very close in Formula 3, Formula 2, and hopefully Formula 1.
Oh, a little bit of a slide. Is that's Jose Maria Martin? No, that's Christian Mansell. He's going to get fined for that because he's entered the pit lane without going over the bollard area. So it was a late call in. Roberto Ferrer in the Chanute PMH. As you said, don't get caught on that exit curb on the sausage in turn 3 because it's going to just drag you out wide.
Yeah, it does. As we join Cresswell now, making his debut also in Formula 3, replacing Viscini, I believe.
Yes. So Cresswell in for the 31 at Churu. More debuts. Howie Benjamin has left Formula 3's commentary team, so alongside now is going to be it's Chris, isn't it? Who's doing it? Yeah, so Chris is there. But no more Harry. He's gone off to do BBC Radio 5 Live permanently now. Which is,
I think Chris might not do Frecker anymore, which could open the door for George Morgan to do it.
I think you're right, yeah, because they clash a lot, don't they, Frecker and Formula 3, so...
Clashing this weekend, where George is, I think, doing Frecker.
Yeah, he's at Spa, is our George Morgan, and hopefully he's back before next week, because I was going to ask him, do you want to hop on for a practice session in Silverstone? So, hopefully he's back, but I don't know if he's commentating next weekend as well. The life of a travelling commentator now for George. Cross line for Bortoletto. He's the fast. It's Browning fastest, but now Bortoletto goes fastest. 1:20.929. So that moves it back into a tenth of a second between Browning and himself. So we're getting up there now with better lap times. We've got 26.5 minutes to go of this solo practice session. In fact, it's quite interesting today. We've got a practice and a qualifying for Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. Tomorrow we've got a sprint race for Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. On Sunday we've got the feature race for Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1 and the Porsches as well. So it's a weird weekend where it all sort of matches together.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, I've been a bit more excited coming into today because we do have the Formula 1 qualifying. So yeah, but I had a lot of sleep struggles today. I just kept getting up and then couldn't get back to sleep, so that was very annoying. But yeah, Bortoletto going even faster in the second sector. He's a driver who's always just up there, and that's why he's the championship leader and very consistent. Even if he's not winning, he's always in there. I think he's coming in the pits here.
Yeah, always up there, always a key, and I get that as well. I woke up at 6 when my alarm was set for 7:30, and I was so angry as well.
Same. Oh, I did the same.
I wish that there was a I just wish drinks could stay cold all throughout the night.
Yeah.
Bortoletto has been called in as well for the Weybridge, so that's what the red lights mean. If you watch along with us on the TV pictures, as Bortoletto closes in. I also had a really strange dream. About commentary as well. It was really bizarre. That I ended up
every day.
I ended up having a dream that I was commentating on a highlights package of the touring cars alongside Steve Ryder. Don't know why, but there you go.
I get terrible dreams all the time.
That was a nice one.
I really do hate dreams. I think I had one of Jess firing me from PSGL.
Okay.
I have so many different ones.
So. She's not going to fire you from PSGL. She just promoted you.
What do you mean promoted? We don't know yet.
You're up to PC.
Oh yes, I am on PC now.
That's a promotion. That's a big promotion up to PC.
Better than PS at least. Valapinto doing
Also
exactly what
does.
Bogdanovic did.
I don't know how Jess is going to place people this year. I really don't. She's got a very tough job. Just as long as we've
does.
got some great racing, I don't care. That's all I care. I don't care. Great racing will do me.
Yeah, I just want a tier that has great racing. That's what I really want.
Yeah. Although I think there's going to be like there's a few times that I'm going to miss a race. I think, judging if the count starts in 2 weeks, then it'll be every Thursday for 10. I think there's a direct clash somewhere along the line where I'm not there for one race. I don't know which one yet, because obviously we don't know the calendar. But let's have a word. Now.
Yeah, really busy month. I told also this to my engineer. At the end of this month, we will know pretty much how the championship is gone. So yeah, it's very busy. It's very also not easy to go in it, and knowing that everything you worked for is gonna be known in more or less a month. So yeah, not an easy one, but really excited for it.
Gabriel Mini there as well, and talking extremely honestly, I think, to the Formula 3 team. Personally as well, I would say, Omi, because he's got a real shot at the championship this year, and he knows he doesn't want to make any more mistakes compared to what he's done in the first half of the year.
He really can't afford to. If he wants to win this championship, he cannot afford to win. He cannot afford to make any mistakes. He's got to be up there. Even if it's not wins, he just needs to be scoring points every single race, just like Bortoleto is doing. And then I think he could take the fight. And he is a driver. He has the pace. So So he does need to try eye out those mistakes, and I think he could definitely be in there and be a championship contender. As we all thought in Bahrain, Bortoleto versus Mini, that was the highlight of Bahrain. So yeah, if Mini can just get it together, I think he can absolutely fight for this championship.
I did notice you were going back through the watch-alongs as well to try, and you highlighted Charles Leclerc's retirement in the first race of the year in Bahrain. You might have to go back a little bit further to take a couple more on that one, personally, because
already have.
Yeah, there's been a couple.
I haven't commented on any of them, on most of them, but I have gone back to watch some specific moments, like for example the Baku 2021 restart and Charles Leclerc winning it in Monaco qualifying, etc. I've watched. Don't worry, I've watched quite a few.
Yeah, we've been covering for a long time now, so and we've got classic races coming as well soon. So that'll be good. More classic racing. In fact, we were thinking about doing Austria this weekend, but it's quite difficult to get the racing on because there's so much time to do. So we've decided not to do that at this point in time, as I can now switch my microphone back to the headset. But yeah, so we were. It's not me, is it? This headset does not sound as loud as it usually does. I don't know what's going on with it.
We're all having mares with mics and headsets and stuff.
Sprint weekend. Typical curse of the sprints. But it always is.
I'm hoping it's action-packed weekend though. I know Formula 2 and Formula 3 will deliver. Can Formula 1 deliver?
If it's
I'm really
wet,
hoping Max is not on pole.
Yeah. If it's a wet race, then yes. If it rains, then yes, we will have a great weekend. I think we all know that to be true. So if it rains, we are golden and it will be spectacular. It's Mansell, and now Montoya, 15th Mansell, getting pushed down as well on the timing screens. If it rains, we're in for an absolutely stellar weekend. So just keep your eyes on the weather above us. And that should give us our answers as we see Taylor Barnard now into the first corner, locking up massively on the curb and has to avoid the sausage curb at the exit, otherwise he would get jumped up as well. And in these Formula 3 cars as well, it's a nasty hit back down. Remember, in similar cars in the W Series, we had horrible accidents for... I can't remember who it was now. It wasn't Abby Pullen, was it? Who was it? Abby Eaton, who came up, slammed down on the sausage curb at the exit and broke her back over the winter break.
Yeah, and also in 2020,
Yes.
in Formula 3, we also had it at the exit of turn 6 as well, didn't
Yes, yeah.
we? A car went flying there.
I don't like them. I don't like sausage curves.
Yeah. I hate them in the game because I just get stuck on them and it drags me along.
Yeah, I agree. It's not great. Oh, it's happening there again, look. Takaya Colette, the exit of turn 1. Just a quick, this is now a replay of Oliver Goleth going onto the gravel at the exit of the Pirelli turn 6 for the Vorch curve at 7 and 8. So just getting a little bit of the dust getting kicked up as we've got Colette now back into Remus. The one thing I don't like about the sausage curves is they are completely pointless. Absolutely pointless. They don't need to be there. And I don't know why they haven't ripped them up yet.
Yeah, and also the big crash at Silverstone last year in Formula 2's feature race as well.
Was
That one.
caused by them, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Obviously
terrifying.
Nissani, yeah. Yeah, obviously Nissani doing classic Nissani stuff, but yeah,
Indeed.
that curb made it even worse.
I wonder, by the way, if we're going to see Alex Jakes not commentate on Silverstone this year for Formula 2. You know, like how he does because of Channel 4. But considering now he's a part of the F1 TV team and Channel 4 only take the commentary, I don't think he would need to leave. Do you know what I mean? Oh, big snap for Faroli. On to the exit, turn 9. And dragged up to the grass as well. Just gets it back on the circuit in time. He's 6th at the moment. Martin goes 5th. But yeah, do you reckon he'll stay? Because I haven't heard anything yet that he's not going to be there.
I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about it for very long. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's gonna stay. He's been doing all sessions live, so there's really no reason for him to be missing Formula 2. But yeah, they're Fornaroli just having a moment similar to what we have seen, exactly where, well, almost exactly where Russell crashed. Because we need to go a bit more further to the final corner of this racetrack, turn number 10. Where Russell had his crash last year, but yeah, I think Alex Jakes will stay. I think he'll stay on Formula 2 for Silverstone, which will be great because we haven't heard him commentate for a while since 2020
No,
at
we
Silverstone
haven't.
in
No.
Formula 2.
Commentary box up here gets a little bit messy as well during the British Grand Prix weekend. We've got to have another monitor brought in, another one, to take the Channel 4 TV feed so that we can always keep an eye on what's happening on the circuit. And any interviews as well from both channels we can turn up the faders and listen to, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Yellow flag
Yay.
out on the track. Where is this one located? Well, it doesn't tell us, annoyingly. All we see
it
is a
doesn't.
yellow. Sector 3, well, that's coming out of the Vorch curve into Rindt and the last
Red
corner.
flag.
Red flags, okay, wow. Oh, that's why.
Oh,
It's Montoya.
yeah.
So Montoya's put it in the gravel somewhere in the 3rd sector. I believe that's coming into the Vorch curve. So he's put it in. Red flag then with 16 minutes to go of the session. The clock will continue to tick down. And he's thrown it into the barrier. Well, not into the gravel. He's just avoided the barrier is what I meant to say. But yeah, so that's put out the red flag. Always nice to see. Delayed to the qualifying simulation runs now.
Yeah. And I think he maybe just lost it there at 7. Just maybe the rear got away from him and the gravel. Yeah. If you do go into the gravel, you can get beached here. It does slow you down from hitting the wall maybe, but it does kind of beach you there. So yeah, you can see fully beached there.
Floor's covered in gravel, and that's not going to do great news. I wonder if we're going to see a replay. It is at the entrance to the Vorts curve. They have sent a tractor out, but it's got to go out to the cut-off entry point, and that's why they'll have to red flag the session. Let's take a look at it then once more. Oh, he's lost it on entry, Omi.
Yeah, it looks like he has lost it on entry, and then just beach. We're just gonna lose the end of that, but there we go. Here in the gravel, try to get out, but then as soon as you do, you apply the power and you find yourself stuck there with the tires beached, and then yep, right decision as usual. FIA red flagging it as we usually see in practice and qualifying if someone does beach or crashing. But yeah, I think we'll need yeah, so hopefully we'll get a better angle, but for now we just have that. But what we do know, he's just lost it completely on the way in to the corner.
Running 4th in that session before stopping on the track crashing. 1:21.105 for Montoya.
Yeah, Montoya is a driver with a lot of potential, but he also had that moment in Monaco when he was
Yes.
trying to attack. Who was it? Who was he trying to attack in Monaco? Can't even remember now, but he was trying to attack someone, but then he
Yeah.
had that moment in Monaco. So he's a driver with a lot of potential, but same thing. It's kind of similar, like it's similar to Mini, that he just needs to try and get it together a tiny bit.
Keep it calm, keep it steady. SHT says, hey guys, quality is late today. We don't need to wait to the next day to watch. That is true. And AlphaTauri's new name for next season is going to be a mystery. Yeah, I don't know what AlphaTauri is going to change over to once again. It's just going to confuse us up in the comment box with our notes. But it's going to be another name. I don't know why. Just leave it. I don't know why they feel they need to keep changing it. Helmut Marko, ever since the death of Dietrich Mateschitz, thinks he runs the teams and owns it all. Let me tell you something. Dietrich Mateschitz is the face, was the owner. Helmut Marko is just the face of it all as well. He doesn't have that much power as you might think. So every interview I see on him, it's just nothing. I
got
think so.
so annoyed at him the other day. I got so annoyed because I think he said that he was talking about the F2 drivers. Oh, we'll quickly have an interview and I'll complete it.
It will be very interesting to race here as 3 DRS zones, so 2 very good opportunities to overtake, so the race will be intense. With the soft tires also will be interesting to see how they work, and yeah, I think that's the main point to come away with Red Bull Ring.
That was Dino Boganovic talking. Go on, Emmy.
Yeah, so basically, Helmut Marko said it's. Well, what did he say again? He basically said it's sad that there's not. That it's always different drivers on the podium in
Yes.
Formula 2. Which, yeah, I do get. I do get that. It's hard to pick, but it's basically better. It's basically better for the that all of your drivers are performing. So I did get annoyed at him at that comment, and really, I really get annoyed at him for whatever he says. So yeah, I'm not really surprised because he's always he's been talking a lot, hasn't he?
He does.
He's been talking a lot.
I never choose to believe it as well. Dr. Helmut Marko doesn't care and also doesn't give a bleep about anything. That's him. That was new, yeah. Green light on again then with 12 to go as the field spreads out. Car Collect leading the way. But yeah, I do not believe Helmut Marko on a number of things, and he doesn't have as much power as you might think. The same with Christian Horner, only runs Red Bull. He doesn't run AlphaTauri or anything like that. He's got no control over it. So, and Helmut Marko doesn't as well. To get a name change on a Red Bull owned team and have to go through the entire board, he could suggest it, but he can't do it. He's not in control. So it does annoy me ever so slightly when people say, oh, he's going to do this and that. He doesn't do that much, Helmut Marko. He doesn't. So as it comes into it.
Yeah, and also the Hamilton comment he made that he ruined Albon, which, okay, yeah, it kind of did, but I guess it's your job to kind of build his confidence back, which you weren't able to do, so you can't just fully blame it on Hamilton.
I always say if you're a second driver at Red Bull, it must be akin to a child neglect as well. It's just awful. Gasly, Albon, Kvyat, everyone we've seen as well. Not great there, do they? Perez, I think his days are numbered. But then we'll just bring Danny Rick in, and that's not going to do much better. You can't. Hamilton in a fast car is the only match for Max Verstappen. That's it. And Mercedes, the relationship between Hamilton and Mercedes and Toto must be strained a little. I know they're signing a new contract and everything, but it's got to be strained. Hamilton lost the title. He wants to get it back immediately. And Mercedes went in completely the wrong direction with car design and didn't listen to him. I mean, it's the signs of a breakup, but they just managed to patch it over, which I think is great, but it's just heartbreaking to see that. Because we all want a close title fight, don't we? We all want that. We all want everyone out there. So far, every series we're covering this year, we're seeing dominations and running away with it. That's not... Sport is... Yes, it's domination, it comes part of it, but give us a little fight every now and then. Come on.
Yeah, we all want a bit of a fight, and personally to me, it's kind of not like any other season. Even in the Mercedes era, we had a lot of good races, didn't we? And yeah, and also 2020. Even though Mercedes were miles ahead, that was a really great season. Like we had a banging opening race here, and yeah, it was a really great season, wasn't it? So I'm hoping that we get more of that, but we haven't this season. And Josh, what's your thoughts on the comments that Hamilton made about the FIA tries to stop a bit of the domination and all of that?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I could have punched Max Verstappen in the face yesterday afternoon for saying that. Where was he saying all of this when he was dominating? I think you only say it if you're not dominating. Is it Max and Christian, the two who sort of pestered the FIA to change the rules because Mercedes was dominating?
Yeah, they did.
It's part and parcel of the sport, and I think
Yeah, and they literally did complain a lot.
Yeah, Lewis too, to be fair. It's like, I think it's a good idea, actually, what Lewis has suggested, to limit car design until after the summer break for 2024, the next year. So, I think that's a very good idea. I would go a step further. I would say you're not allowed to develop the car for the next season until September 1st. And the reason I say September 1st is because that gives everybody the summer to have a complete break, the complete 2-week shutdown. Because if you say August 1st, that's during the summer break, and everyone shuts down for 2 weeks. And it doesn't make sense. Seeing a lot of traffic now to turn one as drivers trying to do double pull laps and then single flying laps, so they're all running together now with 8 to go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars side by side with each other as well. Leading that one is the number 10 coming through there as well. So yeah, of Franco Colapinto. But I would say September the 1st, then everyone could start developing for the car. I think that's a good one. Because that gives you, what, 4 or 5 months getting sorted? Perfect. Well, maybe more than that, but yeah, perfect. 6 months of development. That's all you need. You don't need more than that. Because we've seen already teams like Williams started to develop the 2024 car right now. They're already developing it. So
Yeah.
it's pointless. But I think a restriction would make the Formula a lot more interesting. But again, I do stress, the first half of the season, we always knew Red Bull were going to dominate. It's the second half of the season that is going to be really exciting. After the Belgium Grand Prix, the last 9 or so races are going to be fantastic because Red Bull are going to have that cost cap aero penalty hit them. So they can't develop for the rest of the year. Everyone else is going to close up in that time. And then next season, with that penalty, everyone's going to be really close again. So if Mercedes and Ferrari get it right, 2024 is going to be a brilliant season.
I want a 4-way battle between Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston, and Red Bull, and maybe Alpine if they get it right. That would be incredible. 5 teams, but yeah, I would minimum like 3. I mean, minimum. I just want a championship battle, to be honest.
Yes.
I just really want one, but it would be great to have like 3 or 4 teams battling in it.
I want Hamilton versus Verstappen Part 2. That's what I want.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
3 years later, something like this is 2021. That's what we got treated to a brilliant year. If anybody wants to say what was the greatest year of Formula One, I would honestly say look back at 2021. It had everything. Every race by Monaco was a classic. It made Paul Ricard look good as well. That's how good that year was.
Yeah, it was a really, really great season. That action all the way through, and we look forward to every single race that season. So yeah, but it's a bit different for 2023. But yeah, I do really look forward to the feeder series, which kind of gets me excited for the weekend. The feeder series like this.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not as excited for Formula One because I kind of expect Max to win. So.
Yeah, we just sort of go through the motions, isn't it? At least this sprint weekend, we're not talking for that long because it's only one practice session and we're straight into qualifying the races. Saucy across the line goes fastest, 1:23.06. He's 6/10 faster, but now Colapinto goes even faster, 1:20.125. Colette, 1:19.946. So that is Carl Colette now fastest. Johnny Edgar goes 5th. Atayani goes 13th. Is that Boyer up into 6th position? No, Goleth's up to 6th. Now Edgar 6th, Boyer down to 7th, so everyone's just changing times completely. There's now one more with Gabriel Mini. But the timing screens was flashing up. Colette, Colapinto, Bedrin, Barnard, Saucy, top 5.
Yep, it all changes so quickly in Formula 3, and also with it being a short circuit, it's gonna give us a lot of changes in qualifying for Formula 3 and Formula 2. So that's gonna be really exciting. But yeah, yeah. So Kai Collect really does look quick though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
really looking
really
quick
does.
so far this weekend. So I think he's definitely a contender for pole. And we could see some other drivers like Beganovic who just slotted in to second position. But yeah, the timing's once again having a bit of a
Yeah.
well, yeah. It's well, actually, it's a tiny bit delayed, so that might be why.
Paul
Yeah.
Aron fastest. That's going to change quite quickly. Saucy goes third. Colapinto goes top. Now we see Bortoletto 1:19.410. So timings are coming down in the last 10 minutes of this session. SHT says Red Bull number 2 seat is a dilemma right now because if they don't keep Perez in the future, who can they sign? So don't think F2 Red Bull Academy drivers are as well as Sonoda already. No. It'll be Ricardo. Ricardo will go in that seat next year. It's pretty much writing on the wall right now, isn't it? That he's going in, sadly, for many drivers. But, yeah. Alonso versus Verstappen, the two villains of the grid battles for the championship, also something interesting as well. But it's not... I was staggered to learn that Verstappen is nearly double ahead of Perez. 69 points at the moment is the difference. But Red Bull are, what was it, 156 points clear of Mercedes. And they're only on... Red Bull on 321, so there's a massive points difference there already. Almost half after the opening 8 races of the year. This is round 9 for Formula 1. Round 5 of the season though for Formula 3. Oh, and again, cut the corner of the Vodge curve with Dust getting kicked up there. Who's that? That's Hunter Yarni in the Ordodin Carlin. He's gone a little bit wide. 2 minutes 40 to go.
So we've kind of got, yeah. So in this session we've kind of started already some of the FP1 talks, haven't we?
Because we're only down to one practice, aren't we? So we've got to like really keep up to date with it all. I do wonder what is happening to my microphone though. It's slightly bugging me that I'm a bit quieter than normal. I'm wondering if there's something I've done with the setting wrong or something. I need to change back quite quickly. But yeah, it's like oh there we go, that might do it. It's just not being up there at the moment today. Saucy up to 8.
Yeah. So I think that FP1 is going to be very chaotic, so we won't get too much time to talk about all of this. So one session, they're all going to be out there. I think we'll get maybe some reliability and maybe a few red flags. So yeah. So we might not get too much to talk about it because there'll be so much going on the circuit. So that could make it a bit interesting. So yeah, we're kind of starting a tiny bit early here in Formula 3.
SHT has just said, I just realised that we have Spa before we go for the summer break, but we usually have Spa after we come back from the summer break, so it's a weird one. Yes, yes it is. Really weird. One time only though, we're being told. With South Africa not being on the calendar next year, we're being told that Spa's going to have a multi-year deal. Race control, pit engines involving the 28 is to be noted for failing to follow race director's instruction of crossing the pit lane entry. That is going to be for, well, I'm just trying to have a look at my timing screen. Alessandro Garcia's go left at the last corner, goes wide in turn 10 at Red Bull Mobile.
Yeah, we're seeing quite a lot of that. Just wide through the final couple of corners, under 1 minute now to go. So the final few laps are coming in. Drivers now going into the pits, but let's take another look at how he did it. So yeah, just running wide and then lost it on the entry to the final corner, sent him out wide, and then and also when you're off the track, your car is still sliding away a tiny bit as you try and rejoin. So yeah, we haven't seen we haven't seen too many major moments, obviously, except Mansell. But we're watching Beganovic, the car kind of snapping away, and there's another car off ahead of him right there. But Beganovic about to come over now to the line. Let's see what he can do. Goes into 9th position.
Checker flag is out, and practice concludes for the Formula 3 session here at the 5th round of the championship of the A1 ring, or the Red Bull ring, or whatever you want to call it. There's the checker flag proudly being displayed. One of my favourite tracks, this one. Can't wait to see what we're going to do next time. Checker flag, the line has moved backwards since as well, which I always think that, does that mean that the line has been moved at all? since the beginning of the early days. I've never actually known, because the checker flag is at a different point. It used to be straight alongside it, then they rebuilt the pit building, so I need to find out if they've actually moved the start lines since we came back here in 2014. It's strange, actually, if you think about it, because we left the Red Bull Ring when it was the A1 Ring back in 2003. It came back in 2014. It's been now back every year, and it's actually hosted more races than the years it's been back now, because we had those double, so we got an extra 2. So we've had 12 races in 9 years. I think that's amazing. I love this track. I absolutely love it, and I'm very glad it sort of came back into the motorsport world. And I think MotoGP love this place as well. It's dangerous, but they love it. So it's one of my favourites, the Oostenrijk Ring.
It's really going to be an action-packed month to this, and I personally enjoy all of the circuits. I know a lot of people aren't too keen on Hungary, but I personally don't mind it. I enjoy some of the racing there, and Belgium can be a tiny bit boring sometimes in the race. However, all 4 circuits are really good, so I'm really looking forward to this month.
4 races in the next 5 weeks for the Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1 circus. And the Porsche Super Cups, actually. So we're going to be busy, including Alex Powers in the commentary box, I can hear. This also, I must remind you, includes the weekend where we don't have a Formula 1 event. We have a Formula E event in Rome, and then everything's on at the end of July. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, where we literally bring you the usual monthly trip of 13 events in one weekend. That's how what he's saying it's going to be.
Yep, 2 sprints as well. Obviously, one of them being at this weekend, and then we end the month with a sprint as well at Spa to make our weekend even more chaotic. So, but the Formula 3 practice over. Bortolato, so Bortoleto looking very quick going into qualifying. Collect, Mini, I can see Barnard and any of the other drivers joining, and it's really going to be an interesting F3 session. The circuit's small, and it's going to give us a very tight session, so the gap, so I personally think we could see a lot of cars under a tenth of each other, so it's really going to be a great F3 session.
A few of the drivers taking not to do a practice start on the grid, which I find was that. Look how massive that DHL, the LED board is above the lights. That's quite big, actually. I was quite surprised by that one. MSC changed their logo now as well, which looks different. Away we go. I think the line has moved, since 2000. I think it has moved. It's got to have moved forward. It looks like it's moved forward. Maybe like 3 rows or something, but it has moved. I'm certain on that fact. Why move it forward? I wonder how much it moved forward. It looks like 3 rows at least. A couple of rows down. It has moved. Why do that? Why move it? Makes no sense to change it and move it around. It has moved quite a distance, actually, looking at that. Quite surprised by how much. Anyway, there's the starting grid here at the Red Bull Ring. So much history at this place. So much love. And the Space Age Media Centre. The commentary boxes are the strangest of the year, because unlike how they would normally be a flat roof, it slants downwards, which means the commentary boxes have to rearrange their setup, including Sky's. You'll see it. They have to have a slightly smaller monitor to be able to see it all. They have to crane their necks downwards, not upwards. Yellow flags out on the track somewhere. I can't tell you where at the moment. Oh, this is a virtual safety car test or something. Yes, it is. So we've got into VSC mode for a test, as the cars now complete their practice starts. So points begin this afternoon in qualifying. Be underway at 2 o'clock British Summer Time, so on air at 1:55 British Summer Time. Next up, though, in around about 10 minutes to 15 minutes or so time, we are go for the Formula 2 practice session, another 45 minutes, and then We'll have an hour's break. At the same time, I'll be moving over to USRN with Tom Dillon to cover the opening morning of day 3 of the cricket at Lords. And then we'll be back for the Formula 1 practice session. The only one before going into the qualifying this afternoon. Oh, okay, we're not going to do it. Well, my thanks to Omi for all his company. We'll see you all later on. It's Gabriel Bortoletto, the fastest, with Taylor Barnard in second. Gabriel Mini is in third. Thanks for your company, Omi. Thanks to all of you at home. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.